Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to do the last part of this whole wig series. So in the beginning, I think in December, I did a video on why I stopped wearing wigs. I'll leave the link to it somewhere on the screen. Then I think a few weeks ago I did a video on signs on knowing when to stop wearing the wigs. Like, there are certain signs you will see in your hair or within yourself that will tell you maybe you need to stop wearing wigs. And then in this video I'm going to teach you all how to stop wearing wigs, because I know that there's some people who have a whole collection of wigs and it's not easy to just throw it in the bin like that because they are quite expensive. Now, before I continue, I just want to say I am not trying to get everyone to be like me, okay? I'm not trying to do that. And it's not like I hate people who wear wigs. No, I don't. It's just that there is a lot of hair issues out there, okay, within the black community, and wigs is one of the reasons why people are having those hair issues. Now, for those who really do love their wigs, they will obviously deny it and say no, the wigs don't cause any problem. But at the end of the day, the truth can't be hidden, okay? There are loads of people walking around here within the black community who've lost edges, who've got traction alopecia, they've got scalp issues, hair is thinning, okay? I see it constantly all the time on Instagram. People around me, I see it all the time. And I'm not saying wigs is the cause of all of that, but wigs is part of it. Obviously relaxers too play a big role, and a lack of not taking care of your hair also plays a big role. Now, I'm not that kind of girl who's going to tell everyone to go natural with their hair. I'm not obsessed with everyone going natural. If you are relaxed and you like your hair relaxed, so be it. If you're natural and you like your hair natural, so be it. My thing is just embrace your hair. The hair that you were born with, the hair that is growing from your scalp, embrace it, take care of it, and then you'll love how it looks, okay? That's just my thing. I find that there are people out here encouraging people to go natural, and then they still got about 12-15 wigs in their closet. That stuff don't make sense to me at all. So I'm just here to help those who have got some kind of thing in their heart that's kind of telling them to stop wearing wigs, but they don't know how to go about it, or they don't know whether they should or they should not. Now, me talking to you all, I've been wearing wigs for so many years. From the beginning of this YouTube channel, or even before I started this YouTube channel, which was like 6 years ago, I've been wearing wigs for so long. So I've been there and I've done that, and I'm just so thankful that I'm no longer stuck with that wig life anymore. If you see me with extensions, it's either clip-in extensions or maybe crochet, but it's not going to be wigs. Alright, so how to stop wearing wigs. Yeah, for those of you who've got a whole bunch of collection. Now, let me just tell you briefly how I did it. I wasn't the type of girl... Sorry, you all. You know when you're just so busy and that's when someone decides to call you and you just know deep down that it's not even relevant at all. Okay, so for me, I did not have a whole collection of wig. I was that kind of girl who, if I find the wig that I like, or if I found the extensions that I like, I would just stick to that and that was it. Like, I'm not one to be changing hairstyles all the time. I would have one particular wig and I would invest, you know, in a really good quality wig that would last me about 3 years. Most of the wigs I had in the past would last me about three years, and they were virgin extensions, and then I'll throw it away and then I'll make another wig myself using virgin hair extensions, which would also last me 3 years. So for me to throw it in the bin wasn't a big deal. I just threw it in the bin. That was it, okay? But obviously it's not everyone that can do that. All right, so first thing that I want you to know in this process of you you know, putting an end to this whole wig life is your mindset. Okay, I think as black people, we have this, like, we don't want to admit it, but it's on a subconscious level where we feel like other hair types from other races looks better than ours. And I can see why we have that mindset, because other races, not racist, races, okay, their hair is straight, their hair is long, it's silky, it has body, it has movement. It's easier to take care of, it's easier to maintain. Whereas Afro hair, especially when it's short like this, it just likes to stick out. Okay, it likes to stick out, which I don't like right now. That's why I can't wait for this hair to get long. I don't like the stage where it's at right now. Okay, it just likes sticking out. For you to really get it to sit down, like, it's gonna take a bit of work, unless if your hair, if your Afro hair is, you know, getting to a certain length, like if it's down to here or something. Apart from that, it takes a bit of work. It doesn't have too much body to it. But to be honest with you, when Afro hair, when you do grow out your natural hair, and you do stretch it out, that's when you, I don't know, for me, I feel like that's when you enjoy it the most, because that's where you get the body, the movement, and, you know, it's long, it's full, the fullness, everything. You will get that as it's growing. And it's not everybody that likes long hair. Some people do like that Afro look, but for those people who are about that wig life, most of them don't like it. Okay, you like that silkiness. That's why we invest so much money in virgin hair extensions. We buy the one that we can curl, we can straighten, we can do so many things with it that we can't do with our own Afro hair, because it could damage it. So one thing I want you to understand is, whatever you're born with, that is what suits you best. Okay, not the external things, the things that you are born with. If you were born with Afro hair, it's because God looked at you and said, this is what suits you best. If you were born with a big breast and a small butt, it's because God looked down and said, this is what suits you best. If you were born tall, slim, it's because God said, this is what suits you best. The reason why you believe it doesn't suit you, or the reason why the people around you doesn't believe it doesn't suit you, is because everyone has been conditioned to believe that it has to look this way, it has to move this way, it has to, you know, it has to have certain body to it, it needs to look silky. I mean, look at all the hair advertisement we see on TV. You're not going to see Afro hair there. Okay, even with the black community, I've not seen an advertisement on black hair. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't seen any. All we see, even if we see curly or coily hair, it's the ones that's got a lot of body to it. It's normally those 3C, 4A, but you won't see a 4B and a 4C on the TV. So we have been conditioned to believe that this is how hair is supposed to look like. It's supposed to be silky, it's supposed to be shiny, it's supposed to have a lot of body to it. When you move this way, the hair is supposed to move that way. And unfortunately, Afro hair does not do any of that. Now, your job is not to make everyone believe that Afro hair is the best. Your job is to embrace it and flaunt it. Okay, that's your job. So you need to renew your mind. This is where it really starts, because when you've been wearing wigs for so long and people have gotten used to seeing you with wigs for so long, when they see you with natural hair, you're going to start getting that odd look. People are going to start looking at you, and if you are not confident enough to rock your hair, you're going to go back to those wigs. You're going to go back to those virgin hair extensions, because you're forgetting that people have seen you in a particular way for so long. And so for them to now see you with a different hair texture, it's going to take time for them to get used to it, because like I said, it's not on TV. You don't see it on the advertisement. The next point would be to start wearing hair extensions or wigs that mimic Afro hair. Okay, this was something that I did in the past. When I started wearing hair extension, I started off with, well, obviously everybody when they were small started off with synthetic hair. Then we moved on to human hair. Then we moved on to virgin hair. After virgin hair, then I moved on to Afro hair extensions. And what I noticed was, when I would wear virgin hair extensions, like obviously I would get compliments from women, I would get approached by black men. The minute I started wearing Afro hair extensions or wearing wigs that mimic Afro hair, I was getting a lot of attention from white men. I wasn't really getting too much attention from black men. I wasn't really getting compliments from black women. I was getting the looks, but I wasn't getting the compliments. And so it made me realize that Afro hair is very unique, you know, to other races. Other races that look at Afro hair, it's very exotic, it's unique, it gets a lot of attention in a good way. But within ourselves as a black community, for some reason, it's still looked at as nappy, not well kept, it's not looked at as beautiful. Okay, and I believe in another few years it will. It will just take time. You know, it will take time, but it will very, very soon. So yeah, wear hair extensions or buy wigs that mimic Afro hair, so you can get used to knowing what it looks like. You can get used to what Afro hair feels like and how it would look on you. So that way, when you do decide to go natural, you do decide to wear your hair out, it is not looking odd to you, because there's a big difference with Afro hair and virgin hair extensions. There is a huge, huge difference. Okay, my next point, hold on a second, is to start wearing your hair out often. Girls who love their wigs have a difficult time wearing their hair out, and you need to ask yourself why. Why don't you like wearing your hair out? Why don't you like coming on YouTube with your natural hair? Why are you hiding your hair? When you know someone's coming to your house, you're in a rush to go find your wig because you don't want anyone to see your hair. Why? There's an issue there. That issue needs to be solved. You need to investigate why. You need to get used to wearing your hair out so that you will know how to style your hair. Because if you don't wear your hair out, then you don't know how beautiful your hair is. I know there's some natural girls out here, okay, who are not representing their hair well. I have gone to supermarkets, right, and I would see some woman with their natural hair out and it would just look horrible. I would look at it and I could tell, like, she's not moisturizing the hair, she has deep conditioned the hair is so dry. It is so dry. And so when you see people like that, they make you feel like, you know what, I don't want to go natural. I don't want to, you know, have my hair out, because other black people, sorry, are not really, you know, taking care of the hair well. So they're not really encouraging other people to take care of their hair or to have their hair out. So it's important that you need to know how to style your hair. You need to know how to moisturize your hair. Believe me when I tell you, yeah, I still like struggling to get this hair moisturized on a day-to-day basis. My hair is very, very dry. It's low porosity and it's very, very dry, and I cannot just get a buttercream and just put it on my hair. No, I have to get a liquid moisturizer first of all, then apply the buttercream, and then make sure that the buttercream has really penetrated my hair to the point that you're not going to see white stuff on my hair. You don't know the amount of mistakes I have made in the beginning, walking out of my house and my hair looks like I've got white flakes on it, just because the technique of moisturizing my hair wasn't the best. Okay, so you have to wear your hair out often so you know how to take care of it, you know how to make it look lustful, how to make it look really, really nice. Okay, it's really, really important. And the more you have your hair out, one day you will embrace it and you might just get sick of the wigs and put them away. Another thing is yeah, kind of similar to what I said before, knowing how to style your hair as well, because we all have different facial features and, you know, different face. Some people have round face, oval face, square face. So you need to know how to style your hair according to your facial features. Yeah, and for me, instead of wearing wigs, like, just get clip-in extensions. I feel like clip-in extensions is the best thing to wear, because you can get into your hair, you can take them out at night. You're just adding volume to your hair. It's not like you're tucking your hair away completely. It's not like you're, you know, holding it's not like you're wearing a hair that's completely different to your hair texture. You're obviously going to look for one that is similar to your hair texture. So clip-in extensions for me is the best thing that you can use if you want to add volume, if you want to know how to style it, play around with it a little bit more. And then the last point would be, don't wait for people to compliment your hair. Accept your hair the way it is. Okay, like I said, we have been conditioned to believe that silky, straight, shiny movement is how the hair should look like. Afro hair is different. Yes, you're gonna get the odd looks. Your family might not even like your hair. You might not even like your hair. It's going to take time. When we have been conditioned to believe something or to accept something for so long, it takes time to renew your mind and see it in a different way. It is a process, okay? It is a process. But for some people who are just really sick of it deep down, like me, you just throw it in the bin. Really, you don't really go through the process. You just get rid of it ASAP. But for those of you who have a whole collection, like, take it one step at a time. And please wear your hair out often. Please wear your hair out often. Don't hide it away. Okay, don't hide it away. Whatever issue it is that you have with your hair, fix that issue. Pay attention to that issue. Don't just ignore it, because the issue will become a bigger issue in a few years time, and that's not what you want. Really, you want to be able to just wake up, moisturize your hair, and go outside and feel that breeze on your scalp, feel that air on your scalp. Like, there's just so much freedom in that. Do you know what I mean? Like, instead of waking up and you're spending like 20 minutes trying to get the lace closure to look like it's coming from your scalp, trying to make sure the hair is right, trying to make sure the wig is sitting right, all that kind of stuff. Like, it's just so bad. Let me tell you something. Yeah, one time there was a dude that I was dating in the past, like many years ago, and he said that he told me that his ex-girlfriend, he didn't know that she was wearing wigs, because obviously she knew how to really style her wigs very well. So one day he decided to sleep over in her house, and one day when he slept over in her house, I think he went to bed first and she went last, so she could take off her wigs and her makeup and the waist trainer, everything, right? And so when he woke up and he saw her in the morning, he was like, what happened to your hair? Like, and she's like, what do you mean? Like, that was a wig. And he was just so shocked, because he felt like, you know, that particular wig really looked like her hair, and she just looked completely different, because the hair underneath the wig wasn't obviously being taken care of. It really looked, you know, it looked off. So after that night, he just decided to like just dump her. Like, he wasn't interested anymore. And to some of you, you might say, oh well, that obviously means that he didn't really love her, because if he really loved her, he could have accepted her, yada 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 yada. You have to understand that the way people see you in the daytime is how they want to see you in the nighttime. Every dude knows that every girl wears makeup, right? But the dudes that marry women, like if you're talking about a man who respects himself, a man who has integrity and all of that, they want you looking as natural as possible. So even though they know you wear makeup, you see the extra false lashes, those big false lashes that you wear, is not cutting it, because they, like, when you take them off, it makes a difference. You know what I mean? When you take the wig up, it makes a difference. When you take certain things off that are external stuff, it makes a huge difference. And so you don't want to be feeling that thing of, oh shit, I don't want him to see me with my natural hair, let me wait for him to go to bed before I go to bed. Like, all that is just pressure. Do you know what I mean? Or you go out to somewhere and you're like, oh, I hope the wig doesn't come off. Like, you're not free. You're not free to just be yourself. You're not free to just touch your hair, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. People have been conditioned to. So I say that to say, yeah, wearing wigs can be a burden. Do you know what? Screw that. It is a burden. That's the truth. It is a burden. All right? It is a burden. You have to come off of it and just embrace what is growing from your scalp and learn to take care of it. Okay? So that is it for this video. I am done talking about wigs now. I will be on to talking about something else. Okay? Make sure you do like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye.